So I want to go in and talk about faith. And, without faith, we cannot really cause any major changes in our life. We're going to continue to reinforce and embody all the things that we don't want without faith, right? So without faith, we will have no redemption for anything better to come to pass. So what is faith? Faith is to believe in something that doesn't exist in the outer world of, senses yet. It's something that we hope for, and not only do we hope for, but that we strongly believe in, like as already existing, right? So you have to believe that what you want is going to happen. It is going to take place through the higher power within you, through God, essentially. But you have to have know and define what it is that you want, whether it's a healing, whether it's a healing for someone else, whether it's to overcome poverty, whatever the case may be. You have to have the faith that it's going to come to pass. But you have to not only believe that it's going to come to pass, you have to define what it is that you want to come to pass, to pass, right? Pardon me. So in other words, we have to be able to embody what we want, see it, define it, activate it, give it life within our own consciousness. And as we do that, we can have the faith that it is real, right? Because it exists within our mind, which is the domain of God consciousness. And whatever God consciousness embodies or thinks, he is the creative source of everything. He will create that for you, but you have to lean not on your own understanding, but trust that through God's infinite power, almighty power, that he will orchestrate it to happen for you in divine time. So by faith, we understand that all things were made out of things which do not appear, right? So although it does not appear yet, it's going to be made through your own God consciousness, through your faith, and through your visualizing or embodying or praying that, and thinking of it, right? So you have to think of it, because you have to define what it is that you want. But then you have to start thinking from it when you pray, that it's already been achieved, that you're experiencing it within your mind. You kind of have to embody it within you to give God the blueprint of what he's supposed to create, because God can create anything, right? And he creates in present tense now. God exists outside of space and time, right? So you can tell him what you want, ask him for what you want, but in order for him to understand, you have to speak to God in a language that within what he operates, right? And God operates in present tense, I am that I am. So if you say, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am successful, God will reflect that in your life. Just like when you say, I am wealthy, I'm rich, I'm successful. And if you truly feel the truth of that, you start to feel it real, right? Your body starts to be you start to feel upbeat, you know what I mean? Your body doesn't think, oh, is she lying? Is she telling the truth? Is this real? Is this good? Is this bad? Just like if you were to conjure up an unlovely situation, you'd start to feel shitty, right? Your body just rolls with it. So it's the same thing when you're thinking about what you want. You have to embody it and come from it as if it's already done, and have a taste for it. Taste it, get a taste for what it would feel like. You know what I mean? And then that kind of causes that energy, that vibration to be taken up into God consciousness, and he starts to activate the means and the ways, and he starts to influence outcomes down the line. Eventually you will be influenced, or people will be influenced for that to become your living, breathing reality. And it works for good or bad ideas alike. That's why you really have to focus on the things that you want, and not necessarily what's happening right now or things of that nature, because you are the source of outer reality, right? You are the one that's lining things up in your favor or against you. So you have to be really in tune and aware of what you're thinking and feeling more times. So that's why we really have to focus on the faith, right? We have to have the faith to stand on it. Don't fold to what the senses or what you're experiencing right now. Don't fall back into your old ways of thinking and of fearing. You have to find a way to cope and make the best out of whatever situation that you have right now, knowing that through your consciousness of like thinking about what you want as if it's happening, getting a taste of that energy, putting that energy, that vibration out there, and then having the faith to know that God consciousness, who has dominion over all things, who is almighty, will bring it to pass, because you are communicating with God and you're not turning back, you're not folding back into your old ways. So by faith, we understand that the world was framed by the power of God, by the word of God. And we are continuously in union with God. We are one with God. God hears our thoughts. Even when we're not talking out loud, he hears our thoughts. He feels us. He can feel us when we're feeling good, when we're feeling bad, if we're expecting good, if we're expecting bad. It's just like our subconscious mind. It doesn't reason. The reasoning faculty is in our like our reasoning faculties within the domain of the conscious mind, right? It's not within the domain of the subconscious mind. So if you think, it's up to you to decide what you're going to focus on, right? If you're going to focus on fear, worry, lack, if you're going to focus on what people tell you, if you're going to like equate like how you think about yourself and the world based off the evidence of the facts, you're never gonna level up. You're always gonna encounter situations that are equal to the facts of life, and you're giving your power away. So you have to kind of like break the pattern and start to think based off what you want, what you believe to be true about yourself. You have to line yourself up with how God thinks, because God is always declared everything good, right? God is always life forward, but he gave us free will to decide for ourselves what we're going to focus on. And if we're going to focus on the bad, or like we're going to focus on what's happening now, like, you know, we walked into this world, but we don't have to be of this world, right? He says, be in this world, but be not of this world, and be renewed by the reconditioning of your mind, right? So we have to recondition our mind and retune our consciousness to realign with the truth. And the truth is that we are good. We are worthy of love. We are worthy of abundance. We are healthy. Like he says, let the weak man say, I am strong, right? So as you persist in disregarding the evidence of the facts and reassert your rulership and your union with God, and remember who you are, then you start to retune and recondition your mind, recondition your habit of thoughts, and you start to reconnect with the good within you, and you start to retrain outer reality to produce the things that you want, because you don't have a direct influence, we have an indirect influence, because we are activating a new thought pattern within us, and we are affecting God's power to direct all things in our favor, right? But he can do all things. There's no other like God, right? There's only one God, right? There's no like devil, right? There's no good and bad. It's based off, are you going to focus on the good, or are you going to focus on the bad? Right? And whatever you focus on is what you create for your own self, for your own reality round about you, right? Because God can wound, but God can also heal. God can create. God can also, do the reverse of that, if you know what I mean. So God can do all things, but God is constantly sending us warnings, sending us messages to focus on the good, be good. Always realign yourself. See the things, that the tragedies or the things as like a storm that's passing, but it's going to go back to good. Like whenever there's a storm, whenever there's something like bad, it's just a small bump in the road, and the sun always comes back. So just see it as just a storm passing, and realign yourself to the goodness of life. Don't get lost in the illusion of the storm, right? Just know that the sun is going to come again, and realign it and look forward to that, right? Look forward to it. When you look forward to going to a party or going on a date or getting that big pay, you start to think about what you're going to do, what you're going to say, like how you're going to feel. You start to like plan ahead. You start to envision like, oh, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to say this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be so happy. And like you start to really focus on that more than what's happening now, because, you know, good things are coming. So that's the same thing that we have to do before we even see the evidence of it. We got to just make it to make believe, you know what I mean? Fake it till you make it, because you are actually going to make it. It's all one. It's all one. The time delay makes it seem like there's an in here and an out there, but it's all one. Don't fall for the trap. All right. So I hope this made sense. I just wanted to kind of like share my thoughts and try to like share my knowledge in a way that, you know, hopefully you guys can utilize if you're going through something or if you just need a reminder. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.